It's okay. It's okay. Oh, hey, namaste, everyone, and welcome, welcome, welcome. I want to stop the share, and in the future, I'll have somebody that knows how to use Zoom. Hey, guys, welcome. And I wanted to welcome you to the Pyramid of Peace here at Tosa Blue Mountain Sanctuary. I wanted to welcome you to my beloved wisdom teacher, Shri Ram Kaa's 72nd birthday. Let's just bring our hands to our heart. And I really want to thank all of you that are here live this evening. We're not going to be together too long, but we are going through an ascension activation. And this ascension activation tonight is a building. It's a momentum. We are in the Pyramid of Peace. We're going to be giving you a lot more energy from here. We are at a moment where the frequency that my beloved wisdom teacher Sri Ram Kaa brought into the planet is inviting you in this specific moment of July, as we are just days away from the next amplification of the meteor shower. This is the moment. This is the moment right now. And I want to invite you, as you're coming in, as you're joining us here on YouTube, for those of you that are here going, oh my gosh, it's Shri's birthday. What an extraordinary moment in July for us to be going through this ascension activation. Make sure you're commenting with each other in the live chat. Make sure you're subscribing to this channel. Make sure that you're coming back often, because the energy of the ascended presence is yours right now to command. And I wanted to begin this evening, before we get into our activation, with just welcoming you to the altar here. And like I said, we're going to show you some other camera angles in just a moment. But as we begin this evening, I wanted to note that this is right behind here are Shri's ashes, and that this has one of his flutes on it. Of course, a picture of him and I. And this was the hat that Shri wore all the time here at Tosa Blue Mountain. And this picture, which has a beautiful birthday card from everyone here at Tosa Blue Mountain for Shri today, you'll notice that it's the pine tree birthing from the middle of the stone. And I remember when we caught this, I took this picture of Shri, and this is the hat right there that he would wear. And I remember his joy and delight, as you can see, and he's wearing this mala. That's the one I have on right now. It's the reminder that nothing is impossible. It's the reminder that your ascended presence, all that you are as I am, is calling to you. And as you relax right now, I really want to begin this evening by offering you the gift of listening to Shri. And so I'm going to begin by sharing a short video of when Shri was offering his prayer during what would have been our last gathering of the elders with my beloved husband. And it was just last September. And it is a powerful minute. And so I'm going to walk over to my computer. I'm going to the other camera now. And I'm going to turn on that camera for you. And here we are. Hey, everybody, there you are. And so as we are coming together right now, I want to share with you an extraordinary video of Shri and invite you to just take a moment and open up this ascended experience through this video of Shri, through this moment for you to receive him, listen. It's just a minute, and offer you the opportunity, bringing a hand to your heart.
I remember millions of years we have gathered before the fire.
Yo recuerdo millones de años que nos hemos reunido alrededor del fuego.
Our ancestors,
Nuestros ancestros,
the wise ones,
los sabios.
and they teach us to remember.
Y ellos nos enseñan que recordemos.
Each of us is like a finger.
Todos somos como un dedo.
And when we cooperate, we become a hand.
Y cuando cooperamos nos convertimos en una mano.
And when we, as each dado, become a hand,
Y así como cada dedo se convierte en una mano,
we can do anything.
podemos hacer todo.
It's time.
Oh,
It's time for all people.
Para toda la gente.
Clean water,
Limpiar el agua,
good food,
buena comida,
clean air,
limpiar el aire,
cooperation.
cooperación.
because we are one hand.
porque somos una sola mano.
It is our time.
Es nuestro tiempo.
No more hesitation.
No más hesitación.
No more waiting for someone to rescue.
No más tiempo esperando que alguien nos rescate.
We will do this together.
Vamos a hacerlo esto juntos.
This is my prayer,
Este es mi rezo
and I know it is true.
y sé que es verdad.
And I know this is true. And I know that you know it's true as well. When we carry the prayer in our heart of the unified field of ascended presence, when we carry within our heart the joy that wisdom teacher Sri Ram Kaa brought, and I'm going to turn the camera a little, I want you to see him more as there we are. I want you to see him, not me. There he is. And so as we carry the joy of that extraordinary moment, that extraordinary gift where we recognize within ourselves our divine ascended presence, we become the living essence of our eternal nature. My beloved husband, wisdom teacher Sri Ram Kaa, transcended off this planet on January 18th. And on January 22nd, he ascended into the form that he has taken now. And in this moment of the occasion of his first birthday during his ascended presence, it is the perfect moment for us all to activate together. And before I show you the next video of my husband, I want to do this. I want to turn my camera and I want you to really take in, I'm standing right in the center of the Pyramid of Peace. And you see the geometry. This extraordinary legacy built by Shri Ram Kaa, a miracle of the modern world using the technology and the architecture of the ancient world, where we have come together today for this ascension activation. And so I'd like to invite you right now to sit back and relax, because this next video is about 15 minutes, but it's really important. My husband's culminating moment, the last time that Shri and I went to the United States, we left the United States in 2010, and the first and only time we went back was in March 2023. And we knew when we were there that it was the last time we would ever be but going back to the United States, but we didn't know why. And so I want to share with you the extraordinary presentation that my beloved husband made at the Convergence, the United Nations Peace Week Convergence Conference. And he's going to talk to you all about what he discovered and open your mind and open your heart into a much greater field of understanding. And so relax and receive. And when we are complete, we will come together and integrate. So please relax.
So I want to say I am so grateful to be here. I invite you all to take a second, because transitioning from the dance, hello, a little closer. Okay. All right. Am I putting the foot up? Transitioning from the dance and the beautiful music that we've been in, we're moving a little bit into some left brain here, as well as holistic thinking. So I'm inviting you to do whatever you need to do to be able to be present to some new information. And for me, that means taking a couple of big breaths, big clearing breaths. And I invite you to join me in that right now. Let's do this together. Big breath in. Let it out with sound. Whoa. And again, bring breath in. So you're beautiful. Oh, thank you, angels. All right. Well, what I want to, I'm going to give you a quick tour into the potential that is awaiting all of us as we move our activities into proactive construction and proactive methods of supporting our world to be more than it is now, to restore the Garden of Eden. And so this pyramid that you're looking at on screen right now is the Pyramid of Peace, and there is a ray of light flowing down the pyramid right now, you see in this photo. Now, the key here is that pyramids themselves are generators of energy. But the question is, what kind of energy? You know, energy is neutral. Energy is conditioned by consciousness when it comes from a human being. However, when sacred geometry is employed, the energy is beyond the human consciousness. It's an invitation to lift. So the ancient people all knew that pyramids were energy generators. They were indeed transmitters of a frequency that we aspired to lift into. Just as a beautiful music, when you hear a beautiful orchestra, yeah, and you either join it or you leave. Right? Isn't that the way music works? You either join in or you go, not for me. And both choices are good. This pyramid actually radiates a frequency of ascended peace, the peace that passeth all understanding. And that peace has been calibrated by David Hawkins, who wrote Power versus Force, at 600 on his scale. We actually exceed that in this pyramid. So the question is, why that pyramid versus the ones that everyone is used to? The Giza Plateau pyramids are built equilaterally at 51 and change, 5150 degrees. These pyramids send out a stabilizing energy. Right next door to Egypt, well, before we go there, I have this slide here. I want to mention something that I think all of you can enjoy at any level. We have been lied to. We have been lied to by the scholars, the priests, the authorities, who many of them are well-intentioned. However, when they don't understand something, they seldom have the humility to say, I don't know. They make up a story, right? So how many of us have heard the story that the Great Pyramids were built by slaves? Yes? And they put down wooden poles and they dragged those 150-ton blocks up the hill. Have any of you seen a 150-ton block on top of a wooden pole? How long will that pole last? It turns to splinters. But yet that was the story that I was taught as a child, right? And I think many of you as well. So I bring this up not to criticize, but to invite us to recognize truth is not the property of authorities. All right? Truth is discovered through lifting our consciousness and recognizing what is so, what is true. We know what is true when our heart is open and our mind is open, and the two must talk together. When you only have mind, you're easily in a tributary of intellectual abstractions. When you only have heart, you're a beautiful person to be around, but often do not make decisions that are for the wisest long term. The heart and the mind must work together. And so the Nubians, right next door to the Egyptians, look at these pyramids. The Nubian pharaohs existed virtually at the same time as the Egyptian pharaohs. But these pyramids are the exact golden ratio of 72 degrees at the bottom, 36 degrees at the top. And the Nubians are in Sudan. So these were the black pharaohs. And they built more pyramids than all of Egypt, 3 times more. They knew what was going on with the energy of these pyramids. And I want to throw something out there because sometimes I don't mean to give you a history lesson. I just want to amuse you with the fact that our world is revealing more now than ever before. Consciousness is more available to be lifted than ever before. And what the Nubians discovered is that health and well-being can be tied to the sacred geometry. That is, the geometry of the pyramids resonate a frequency that is restorative, regenerative, and renewal. Meaning you can generate electricity from these pyramids. Yes. So this pyramid right here, this is the Russian pyramid built by Alexander Golod, who is in fact a colleague, and I have great respect for him. This was built in Moscow in the late 1990s. So many miracles have happened as a result of his opening science up to the fact that the 76.345 degrees is sacred. This is the sacred geometry that supports life. And You don't need to approach it through your head. Just touch it, feel it, and discover. So here's some of the scientific results. For those of you that want to read, go read it. I'm going to give you a quick rundown. That particular pyramid you saw, when they put seeds inside, the seeds germinated 100% more. The yield increased. Seismic activity declined in the area of influence of the pyramid. And that they put children's formula in the pyramid and just left it in there for a week and took it to the hospitals, and all of the health indexes of the children lifted. They went so far as to inject fatal doses of salmonella in mice. And then after injecting them, they took half of them to the pyramid, 80% lived, 100% died outside of the pyramid. This led to further experimentation of using the saline solution for IVs. They conditioned it in the pyramid, took it to the hospitals, and people recovered faster. They used 50% less pharmaceutical drugs. 50% less post-surgery, antibiotics, everything, simply by diluting the pharmaceuticals in the saline that was in the pyramid. And there's tons of others. You can go to thegizapyramid.com. There's about 16 sites online that document this. The question is, why isn't it common knowledge? ¿Por qué? The why is you can't patent it, you can't merchandise it. This is free. This is for everybody. And we are the everybody, right? So if you take a look at what the Egyptian pharaohs and the people in Egypt, if you look at the statues, they're all holding these cylinders. We call them Egyptian healing rods. What we've come to learn, and I personally have more than 20 years experience with this energy. I have built around 20 pyramids myself. And my wife and I, every property that we consecrate, we build a pyramid on it. Because pyramids are acupuncture for the earth. The top pyramid, the top outward pointing, sends up a spiral of energy that nourishes all the land. But there is a mirror image that goes into the earth. All the pyramids were built on ley lines. They supported Gaia to optimize her health and the gift that she gives to all of us. Here's the Nubian pharaohs. Every single one of these statues, they're holding the rods. The key with these Egyptian healing rods is that they were conditioned inside the pyramid to change the molecular structure. Now, our friends in Russia, they actually took it to the Institute of Science, and the metallic metals, copper, zinc, and other metals, the atomic spin changes. You know how everyone, remember in school they told you, oh, this isn't really solid, it's mostly empty space. It just appears solid. I had trouble with that. I don't know about you, but I said it bangs me on the head. It's like I had trouble with that. But the reality is that if you change the spin of the molecules, you shift the experience of the metal. Metal becomes more conductive. Human beings become more receptive to a new version of themselves. So what we've learned is that when people hold the Egyptian healing rods, especially if they're in a pyramid, they do what the Egyptian hieroglyphs called creating the future. Now, isn't that really what we are all here to claim is our mastery? That I choose to create. I co-create with Gaia. I co-create with Spirit. I co-create with my community. And together we hold a vision of a healthy, prosperous, abundant world where all beings have their needs met. Yes? Yes. Well, that indeed is now. It's just a matter of let's change the spin of the molecules of our belief systems. So this beautiful picture right here, this is the pyramid piece that we constructed in Ecuador. This pyramid is 7 stories tall. It is a fabulous structure, and it is made 100% from bamboo. Bamboo is nature's gift to construction. The bamboo grows 50 feet tall, straight as an arrow. It is structurally sound. It represents the masculine principle. This is the sun. The sun calls forth the bamboo to stand straight and tall. Then the walls of the pyramid and the floor of the pyramid are made from bahareke, which is a mixture of mud and straw. This is the feminine principle, the embrace of Gaia, the embrace of the feminine to hold the masculine, to allow him, so to speak, to do the job for the community, to reach up. It takes both. The Gospel of Thomas teaches us when the male becomes as the female, when the inside becomes as the outside, then we will know the kingdom of heaven. Balance is what is called for. Yes? Yes. All right, let's keep going. Here's a lovely picture for you to enjoy. If you laid in the center of the pyramid and looked up, that's what you would see. Sacred geometry in cooperation with nature. And the graphic on the left with the blue and the black is the actual geometric design from the floor to the pyramid. I want to show you what happened here. We just consecrated this pyramid September 22 last year. Take a look at this tree here. This tree is more than 100 years old and had stopped bearing fruit. This is a tokte, which is black walnut. You see the clusters? I just took this picture last week. All right? Abundance is being restored. The crops are growing faster. There is more fruit in the zone of the pyramid. It doesn't take fertilizer. It just takes love. Energy is the frequency. Love, joy, peace. Love, joy, peace. That should be our mantra, yes? All right. So take a look at this. I hope you can see the condors. Isn't that wonderful? This was shortly after we got the skin on the pyramid. And the condors came in and began circling in layers. They were enjoying the vortex, the energy that comes out of the tip of the pyramid. Now, what's unique about this pyramid, there isn't another one in the world that I'm aware of, is there's a pyramid inside the pyramid. And I was gifted with the recognition by looking at the hieroglyphs, that tablet on the left. You see the pyramid next to the Ankh? All right, what is the Ankh? Life, resurrection. Who does it travel with? The pyramid. And that pyramid has a little pyramid inside. That's the magic. Later on, I found this other one, the Sothic triangle. This is how they made the mana. The mana that's resurrected the body, and it was in the pyramid inside the pyramid, and the calculations and the geometry are right there. It's not owned by anybody. This is for all of us. So what happens in the pyramids is this vortex energy which opens up a torus field. And so all of these pyramids at the tip, they emit an energy. When my friend Alexander Golod made the pyramid in Russia, and when he completed it, they scrambled the MiG fighter jets because on the radar there was a UFO, a stationary object. It was a mile high, half a mile wide, and all these jets came up, and I have the video of the radar, and they're going, there's nothing here, but it's on the radar. What was it? It's Tesla's torsion field. This is the free energy, and Nikolai knew it. Now you know it. It's here. Take a look at what he built back in 1916. You see the shape of that? The geometry of his tower is the sacred 76.345. And that donut on the top is a horizontal torus field. The one synergizes with the other and radiates frequency. Frequency is life. Yes? That's why we love this beautiful music. That's why we love when people hum in our ear or just radiate. Oh, frequency is life. And so here at Tosa Blue Mountain, Ecuador, which is our sanctuary and resort there, people come and you can see a group there and a lady inside the pyramid, reaching up and saying, I'll trust this. My mind doesn't understand it, but I feel better. And that is the magic. Now, speaking of magic, I wonder why this hasn't happened before. And you may say, but it has. Take a look at Rosalind Chapel. There's the chapel of the mythology of Arthur, etc. Look at all those spires. They're all 76 degrees. Let's keep going. Here's a mosque. Now, the difference between the mosque and the Christian cathedrals is the minarets had the high aspect ratio pyramids. What is in the minaret? The call to prayer, the call to the peace of the divine, the call to Allah. Whereas the community gathering is in a dome, which is circular energy to connect the people. It's very interesting that this has been around for thousands of years. Take a look at the Mormon temple in Salt Lake. What do you see on the roof? The same degrees. Do you think there were some priests or architects that understood the energy of the divine but decided they would monopolize it under religion? Think that happened? Yep, I do too. And I'm not taking anything away from it. God bless, do it. But why wasn't it shared? Interesting question. Don't wish to stimulate anger. I only wish to say, let's be curious about what's already here and let's harvest the gifts from our indigenous people, from our wisdom keepers, from those that had the pulse. Why aren't we sharing those gifts and maximizing that? It's available, it's now, and there is no need for technology. We love our gadgets, but technology isn't going to heal you. This will heal you. Here we go, Rishikesh, same thing. Every religion knew it. How about these beautiful Buddhist temples? Myanmar, Burma. I've got tons of this. There's a book coming out. My wife and I, my beautiful Kira, is such an inspiration and so connected to the frequencies that are intersecting here. And we're going to release this book in about a month. But as we write, it just keeps getting bigger. Now, I want to show you something. What do you think's going on here? Who got shamed for wearing the cap when that very geometry would awaken their pineal? OMG. That dunce cap has the potential to open your third eye, to open your pineal, to help you surrender to divine guidance, but instead it was used as a method of shaming people. Kind of crazy. So I want to introduce you to a little bit of the work that Kira and I have brought forward on the planet with our ascended guides. And the Pyramid of Spiritual Awakening is an opportunity to understand consciousness. Consciousness begins with me, 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 me. And then as we evolved, it's us, 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 us. We moved from a dense ego basis into a more activistic basis where we seek to include others. It's a natural evolutionary step. What's beyond that is what we refer to as ascension awareness, where we are focused on the oneness and all that is. Ascension awareness is the gateway to true enlightenment, which we call ascension consciousness. Now, that particular methodology and the spiritual techniques and teachings that we have free at our website, shriramkara.com, tie out beautifully to David Hawkins' work on levels of consciousness. And you see right here on this scale, the red line at 200, 50% of our planet is at 200 or below. Now, what happens, and this is actually somewhat tragic. What happens at 200 and below is you look at everybody else as an object. You don't understand greater good. It's like the jungle, prey or predator. And so, for example, that level of consciousness is very common in some of the gangs and narco villages and things like that. It's just about what can I take? What can I get? And they're evolving into the courage to trust each other, to trust life. Take a look at the levels there. So we move from guilt and shame and fear and desire up to courage, trust, and optimism. As soon as society gets into the 300s, we have constructive, interactive hope and trust and mutual respect. But below that level, it's just not in the consciousness. So, for example, if you were out in the jungle and you saw a hungry lion, do you think the lion would listen to you if you talked about the greater good and let's all get along? No, you're going to get eaten. It's the same with the human beings at that level of consciousness below 200. How do we help people lift? Education, of course. Taking care of basic needs. Nobody should be starving. But it's frequency. If we build pyramids in places that are distraught, that are suffering, that have drought, that have famine, that frequency will lift the earth and lift the beings within the zone of influence. The zone of influence on our pyramid goes out about 15, 20 miles. So how many do we need? And instead of building every city park should have a pyramid in it, my opinion. Yes? All right. So here's a picture again of Tosa Blue Mountain in Ecuador. You see this beautiful labyrinth, this beautiful pyramid, and people come and you're invited. You all have a personal invitation. Okay, all right, come to Paute, Ecuador, walk the labyrinth, be in the pyramid, and discover your soul's potential. We have within each of us the seed. And my beautiful friend Alexander talks about in the indigenous traditions, we have all been given the samia, the seed. Are you watering it? Or is it dormant? Okay. Claro. I'm right there with you. So one of the things that we did, we call it Tosa Blue Mountain. We have lots of blue lights, and we chose the top 60% of the pyramid to be transparent. Because is that not what we all want, is a little transparency with each other? So, beloved ones, thank you for allowing me to share my passion. And the Global Binga is our nonprofit foundation. It is an activity that we discovered or refined due to our 12 years of living with the indigenous peoples of Guatemala, of Uruguay, and Ecuador. Minga, it means neighbors helping neighbors. That's all it means. Person has a problem with their house, we form a Minga and we help them out. Global Binga means let's get together as a community and help each other out. That is indeed the heartbeat of peace. Thank you so much.
Namaste, everyone, and thank you. I trust that you were here for that entire video. And I want to invite you right now to breathe into the celebration that this is the birthday of this extraordinary man who put together all this research. As we are here in this extraordinary pyramid right now, I want to invite you into the activation of your ascended presence. And so that begins. If you can, I'd like you to stand if it's possible. If it's not possible for you to stand, please be sitting in a way that your back is nice and straight. And as you're standing right now, I want you to really feel those feet. You know, we've been doing a lot of work in this channel. If you're here at Official Shri and Kara at YouTube, go look at all the things that we've been building through, because remember, in this month of July, we're amplifying again and again and again. Excuse me. And so as you are standing right now, I'm listening to all the night birds beginning here, sounding quite extraordinary. And as your feet are standing, and as you feel the support of Gaia herself, as you feel the energy of this pyramid, as my beloved Shri Ram Kaa invited you to open up deeper into, right now, let's bring our hands to our heart, feeling our feet really anchored. And as you're bringing your hands to your heart right now, as the unified field of the Shri Ram Ka, I invite you in this moment to relax your breath. Just begin relaxing your breath. And as you relax your breath, begin noticing a depth of presence emanating from your heart chakra. Just really bring your hand there, and whether you have to see it, believe it, imagine it, it matters not. In this moment, I am hearing and I offer to you the energy of all is truly well. All is truly well. All is truly well. And in that energy of all is truly well, I'm inviting you to bring your hands now to your third chakra, closing your eyes if it's safe to do so, feeling the support that is resonating on your feet. And in that energy right now, we're going to create a beautiful Merkaba light vehicle using the ascended aspect ratio of the pyramids, as you've noticed and just learned from Shri. So starting at the bottom of your feet now, and you can relax your hands down if you need to do that, but starting at the bottom of your feet now, and I'm going to move back a little bit and ask our camera to get my full body to see this. And so as you're standing, I want you to kind of bring your hands down. But notice the top of my head is the top of the pyramid. My arms are reaching sides, and it goes right down to my feet, where my feet are the base. And so I want you to really feel this pyramid coming up right here, and all the way up, encapsulating you. And as you feel that encapsulation, I want you to go ahead and offer to yourself the gift of having your conscious awareness right at the sky. I want you to begin to feel a loud radiation. Feel a foundation right up the sky. And then feel that we're coming out straight, and it's going to go right down the flow, and it's cloud. Coming forward. Feel that energy. And as it does, taking another bring that down between the feet. Begin to feel the lifting activation of the ascended presence, all the mind, deep stillness of all that I am. And now, very much like we would have the pyramid of the pyramid, we're going to ignite the Merkaba of the face. I'm going to come a little closer, because the Merkaba of the face is as unique as you are. We each carry our own specific geometry. And just as my beautiful ascended master wisdom teacher Sri Ram Kaa just shared with you about the pyramid within the pyramid, it is the Merkaba of the face that takes us from this stable Merkaba that offers us the creation light vehicle within this form of density, but it's the Merkaba of the face that will bring you into the cosmic lift. Now, I'm going to teach this to you, and I encourage you, get a marker, get a Sharpie or whatever, and go into your bathroom mirror, gaze into it, and mark it, learn it, look at your geometry. So here's where it begins. You ready? We're first going to ignite that middle finger. So thumb, middle finger, touch, release, touch, release, touch, release, touch, release. And in just a minute, when we let go, you're going to bring one finger to the top of the forehead and one finger to the, what I call the U in the throat. So here we go. Top point of the pyramid, bottom point. So let's do that top one again. So starting right here at the top point, my eyes are going to determine the width. You see how I'm going? Top point, my eyes determine the width, going straight down on the outside of the mouth, and right at the mouth, I form the base. Right here, I use the eyes as the angle. I come out, I form a base. So ignite again, ignite, 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 ignite. Bringing those again. We have that U in the throat. Now we're going to bring both of them to the U, and we're going to use our mouth as our width. So coming up, there's the mouth, right? Coming up by the mouth, all the way up to the eyes, coming straight across. Starting at the U, using the lips, coming up to the eyes, coming straight across. The upward and the downward. Breathing that in. Bringing your hand to your heart now, keeping those feet nice and straight. I want you to breathe in a violet ray, filling that upper pyramid. Breathe it in. And remember, it's mouth to up. Feel that. Fill it with the violet ray. Fill it with the violet ray. Feel it lifting you, lifting you, lifting you. Feel that violet ray lift, that violet ray energy. And now, breathing in, we're going to bring a beautiful golden ray into the downward spiral, the downward facing pyramid. Breathing in the gold, breathing in the gold, breathing in the gold. We feel the gold and the violet of this beautiful Merkaba of the face that is your unique sacred geometry. This is a key. This opens your memory. It's an activated ascended presence within the greater Merkaba. And so holding your face firmly in the energy of your Merkaba spinning. Feel the spin. Feel the spin. Really feel the spin. And as you're feeling that spin, begin to also feel the spin of your giant Merkaba. The Merkaba of your body spinning in one direction, and it matters not. Let go of the mind, let go of the mind, let go of the mind, and the Merkaba of the face spinning in the other. Allow the two to be. Relax your breath. Relax into knowing. Relax into the energy of this sacred moment of the first birthday of the Ascended Master, Wisdom Teacher Sri Ram Kaa, offering you the Merkaba within the Merkaba, the ignition of your ascended presence as an activation of cosmic knowing. You are the commander. We were all blessed to know Shri. I was honored to be his wife. And what we are all here now doing is taking consciousness beyond where it has ever gone before. Thank you for being here. Thank you for receiving this wisdom. Practice, smile, and get ready. Because on July 23, we're going to activate the physical points of the body that will integrate this energy and weave together ancient Egypt, the Magi, the energies of Mary Magdalene, all of the presences of the cosmic alchemy that Shri was just sharing. You are ready to use, harvest, and be. Please visit shriandkira.com. Know how loved and appreciated you are. Thank you for honoring this first birthday with all of us. Thank you for being. With all my heart, I'm going to walk over here and say, I love you.